So after a day of letting the 2025-26 Washington Commanders schedule sink in and the immediate reaction go out the window, I got some more time to reflect on the schedule, and I just want to say to the NFL, they made the Washington Commanders schedule perfect. Let's talk about it.
The way that we live is not for everybody, man.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career and he's already milking injuries, like...
Stop saying my name, you dick riding bastard.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We have the Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a deeper dive and look into the Washington Commanders 2025 NFL schedule and talk about how I feel like it's the perfect schedule that we could really ask for. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you help me reach that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. So yesterday, the immediate reaction of the Washington Commanders schedule, everyone making their videos, going live. This is an exciting time. I think this is one of the last few off-season dates that we're really going to be looking forward to until like serious training camp. Now, obviously, mini camp and whatnot is coming up and stuff like that, but it's a major day. And looking at the Washington Commanders schedule, I immediately have to say I love it. And I know some fans may be indifferent, but I love this schedule because every week it is a bump. That's what I want. I don't want no soft schedule, no softball games, and we can just go in and beat up on Jacksonville and Cleveland and Las Vegas, all these bad teams. That way people can have an excuse. Oh, they didn't play nobody. Oh, they're not that good because they're just beating up on bad teams. When they get to the postseason, it's really going to show. It ain't none of that. Every single game on this schedule, the Washington Commanders can lose. Are we understanding that? Like, I love my team, and I think we're really good. We're building. Every game on here we're capable of losing, and I know y'all like, Juan, that's not saying anything new, right? Anytime there's any given Sunday with any schedule. No, specifically with this schedule, it is. Look at it, right? There's not a single game on there outside of probably Las Vegas and Miami, probably, where it's like those are guaranteed. You can somewhat guarantee those wins. But every other game, it's a toss-up, right? And I wouldn't want it no other way. Why is that? Because that means we're going to be battle-tested. That means when postseason football come, we already went through a grueling schedule, so that's not going to bother us pretty much when we get to the postseason. And then on top of that, say we come out and we win 12 big games again, 13 games again, and win a division this year, 14 games and win a division this year, right? That's going to make it feel that much better because look at what we're playing. There's not that many come-up games on the schedule. Even kicking it off with New York, bro, week 1. We know every single time we play the Giants, it's always something. It's never easy when we play the New York Giants. We never make it easy. It's a division rival, obviously. That defensive line has gotten significantly better with adding Abdul Carter and obviously already having Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau and those guys over there. I like Tyrone Tracy. I really do. I think he's good. And obviously Malik Neighbors, man. So Russell Wilson, I think he's going to be better than Daniel Jones. So that's not going to be an easy game. Of course, I think Washington's going to win. And, of course, we're going to have home field advantage, right? Unlike last year where the stadium had to build up to being Commanders fans, we already coming in deep. Then week 2, you got Thursday night football versus the Green Bay Packers. This is probably one of my favorite games on the schedule because I do think it's going to be fireworks this game. I expect Washington to go into Green Bay and win and put on the cheese heads. But again, it's not going to be easy, right? Josh Jacobs is going to be a first true test to see how upgraded is this interior defensive line. Remember, we went out and upgraded defensive line for this exact reason. Saquon Barkley ran all over us. Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson ran all over us last season. So we went out and we upgraded the defensive line tremendously for this exact reason. So this is going to be the first true test to see this new interior defensive line. Eddie Goldman, Dietrich Wise, Johnny Newton second year, Javon Kinlaw, all those guys inside. We're going to see what they're made of because Josh Jacobs is going to give them a run for their money. However, that being said, and this isn't no schedule prediction video, I'm just looking at it like I still expect Washington to win because I think we are the better team. And I have a bad habit of disrespecting Jordan Love. He hasn't done nothing wrong. It's something about Jordan Love where I'm not sold yet, right? Like I just don't know what it is, man. He's played his tail off, but it's just something about his game where it's like I'm just not really that sold on Jordan Love. But Matthew Golden, first round pick, right? We're gonna see. It's gonna be a good game for sure. And then you go to week 3. This is probably one of the only games in which you can say Washington may have a layup, right? Geno Smith is an adequate veteran, right? They got Ash Agency, Brock Bowers, still got Max Crosby as well. First year with Pete Carroll, so we know how he is as a coach. He's gonna be competitive. He's gonna want to compete, right? Not saying they're gonna win, but he's not gonna be a pushover. That being said, though, Washington has a 11-day off gap. Now, looking at this schedule immediately last night on the live stream with the Burgundy Breakdown, I brought this question up to him. I'm like, I love that we're on Thursday Night Football. Don't get me wrong. But I wish the Thursday night game was later in the season, maybe like week 5, week 8, because where we can have 11 days off that back in when we really need it, right? Like, not saying that we're not going to need it after playing 2 games, but you're relatively still going to be fresh because the season's just starting. So, I mean, like, I would have loved for it to be a little bit later into the season, that being the Thursday night game, so that way when we have 11 days off, we can actually need it and use it. Now, the plus side to that is you got 11 days off, and then you got the Las Vegas Raiders, who, again, you don't expect to be really good as a team because they're kind of in a semi-rebuild. So that the plus side to that is that you're going to beat New York more likely than not, right? You're going to beat Green Bay, hopefully, and you could be 2-0 headed into 11 days off, then come out and smoke a Raiders team. You would go 3-0 into that game versus the Atlanta Falcons, which I think is going to be another super great game because they put on one last year. Michael Penix is a dog, man. That whole rookie class is a dog. But it's funny, right? I was just talking about it yesterday on the show. I'm like, bro, you might as well add the Falcons to the NFC East at this point because we play them every single year. It's not a year where we're not playing the freaking Atlanta Falcons, bro. Like, they are literally a extra division rival at this point, right? But they're gonna be it's gonna be a good game as well. Bijan Robinson, see how we play him this time, right? Because last time he had a nice solid game, nothing too crazy, but he had some good runs. And it's gonna be a second matchup of JD5 versus Michael Penix. So we will definitely see. And then you got after that. They can't wait for this one. LA Chargers, man. Got my guy Omarion Hampton, man. I definitely a little salty with them. I got beef with the Chargers now because they took my guy. But nah, in all seriousness, gonna be yet another great quarterback matchup. JD and Justin Herbert, Lad McConkey, and getting Mike Williams back, and this Quinshawn Justin. I can't say his freaking name. You know what I'm talking about, the receiver, Quinshawn Justin, not Junkins, bro. You know who I'm talking about, the receiver, bro, the dude that can't catch the ball. Does he finally come alive in year 3? Guy from TCU, right? Their new improved run game with Omarion Hampton, Najee Harris, and Jim Harbaugh into his second year. And that improved the secondary, obviously, with Taheeb Steele and all those guys. Like, they're a nice team, man. The Chargers are definitely a really really decent mob, and they're gonna have a really good year. I do expect them to potentially win the AFC West. I know it's always Chiefs, 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 but don't sleep on the Chargers. If they can stay healthy and if they could find a way to you move around the football through the air, because we know Greg Roman wants to run the football, right? But you got Lad McConkey for a reason, right? He literally just had one of the greatest playoff games in NFL history, right? So you got to find a way to utilize your offensive weapons and not just run the ball all day long. But the honest truth about that is that's going to be a game in which Washington's run defense is going to be tested mightily, because that's what they want to do. They want to beat you up, run the ball. They want to control the clock, control time of possession, have long drives, right? So that's gonna be I think a grueling game. That's gonna be a game where we're gonna our cardio is gonna be tested, because I can see our defense been on the field for a long periods of time. But that's another good game, and then after that, you got the Chicago Bears yet again, right? Chicago Bears, and this is on what Monday Night Football at the crib, man. They are desperate, right? This is gonna be another game, Caleb versus JD5, and the Bears fans, they hate us. They hate our guts, man, because of what we did last year. It's more so that Caleb Williams isn't better than Jay Daniels at this point, so they're more so upset about that than I think the Hail Murray. But I think the Hail Murray was just a cherry on top. But that's gonna be another good game at the crib again, Monday Night Football, and then you come out of that and play Dallas again, and I think Dallas is gonna be better than what a lot of people think. I don't expect them to have another season like they did last season. Obviously, with adding a guy like George Pickens, with getting more pass protection for Dak Prescott, we'll see. But that's gonna be obviously another division game, which you can never count those on your hands. Say, oh yeah, that's a win. No, it's not. Like last year, right? We should have beat the Dallas Cowboys both times. What did we do? We lost to them at home. So it's you never can count these on your hand, man. It's always gonna be a toss up in the division game. And then after that, you got the Chiefs. Like I said, bro, this schedule it's tough, but I love it. Like it's the perfect schedule for me, because this is going to be a true test to see where we really are. Are we really that team that we were last year, or were we a 1 year wonder? Were we a fluke? Were we just a Cinderella story? No, if we're not, we got to prove it, right? This is going to show us there's no layup game on this schedule. But the Chiefs, it's gonna be another good game. That's Monday Night Football in Arrowhead. We already know how that game's gonna go. Refs may be involved. Patrick Mahomes, magician, magic is gonna be involved. Andy Reid's skill guru. Offensive schemes gonna be involved. Steve Spagnuolo's gonna try to scheme up to get after the young second-year quarterback. It's gonna be very interesting to see how Jaden Daniels adapts to a loud environment like Arrowhead. Not that it should bother him. He played at a freaking LSU, 100,000 fans, and he's went to a loud stadium multiple times last year, like week 3 versus Cincinnati. So many times, countless times again, where he went into hostile environments and showed that he's the truth and he stood tall. So not that it worries me about him going into Arrowhead, but it's always gonna be fun to watch, because we know that's probably the loudest stadium in the NFL, right? I mean, we went to Detroit last year too, and we got them together. So that's gonna be interesting. Another good game. KC, Pat Mahomes versus JD5. Then you got Seattle, right? Who's gonna be their quarterback by that time? Is Sam Darnold gonna be good, right? Is he going to prove to you that he was worth the money and Geno Smith wasn't? We'll see, right? No DK Metcalf for the Seahawks. It's gonna be a very, very interesting game, but they have yet again another solid run game, and Charbonnet still over there, and K9 too. So it's gonna be very fun to see what they do with Sam Darnold and Jackson Smith and the Jigba as really their main guy now, and obviously Cooper Kupp too. So it's gonna be fun, but another game in which you can't really say Washington will run away with it. I mean, me saying this though, I expect us to win most of these games. Don't get me wrong, but my whole point of this video is that like none of it's gonna be a blowout. Like I don't think so. I think every single game is gonna be very fun, very competitive, and I wouldn't want it no other way. Then after that, you got the Detroit Lions. We know this game is gonna be very, very, very interesting, because obviously we embarrassed them boys last year. We went to their house in divisional round, got them together, right? Blew them out, made them look crazy as the 1 seed. So we know they're gonna be coming with a vengeance. They're going to want to have a get back, and we have to prevent that. And I think we have a really good chance at that, right? Like we saw what we did to them last year. Similar to Jordan Love, Jared Goff, man. He, like, come on, like I don't know, man. I have a very very low respect football player wise for a couple different quarterbacks, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. But that run game with Jameer Gibbs obviously is gonna be very good. But we gotta see what that team's gonna look like, man. With no Ben Johnson, with no Aaron Glenn. How does this team adapt, right? This is the first time that you can say they faced true adversity under Dan Campbell's tenure since being good. Obviously, not talking about their terrible seasons and whatnot, but it's gonna be a new somewhat Detroit team. Now, I believe they promoted from within house, so it may not be that different of a change, but we'll see. And then after that, we go to Spain for the first ever Spain game, and that's gonna be a doozy, which is really fun because not only do you go to Spain, but then you got your bye week after that. So not only do we leave, do we leave Spain or do we stay there for the bye week? Who knows, right? Like maybe the players bring their families out to Spain with them, and then they win the game versus Miami, and they spend the week in Spain, the week off in Spain, then come back, and then you got Bo Nix versus Jaden Daniels again. That Sunday Night Football. That is gonna be a doozy of a game again. Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, two quarterbacks that were in the Rookie of the Year runnings last year. That's gonna be very very good, man. Like that's what I'm saying. Every single game is bump. Like there's not a week in which you can miss a Commanders game, and I love it. We've been waiting for this time, man. We've been waiting for this time to where Washington is the marquee team every week. There's how many 1 o'clock games, bro? There's like minimum 1 o'clock games. It's either 4:25 or 8:30, and this is the new standard. Once you have one of those guys and Jaden Daniels, that is the new standard. You are not gonna be on 1 o'clock, man. It's gonna be very rare that you're gonna be on 1 o'clock games, man. But that Bo Nix game, that the Broncos game is gonna be very good. I think that's gonna be a low scoring game again. I think similar to the Chargers game, it's gonna be a grueling game. That secondary of Denver is gonna be really really good. That offense is solid. I definitely think Washington obviously has the better offense, and I quite frankly think we have the better team now, better coaching staff in terms of defense and players. And who was that linebacker for Denver last year? That was insane. He was really good. That defense is nice, bro, of Denver. But again, with me saying that, right, with me talking about how good these opponents are, that's not me minimizing or diminishing the Washington Commanders, because again, a lot of these games that I think are going to be close, I think we're going to be on the winning side of those games. But again, I have to obviously call it how I see it, and I see it, man, straight competition, and I wouldn't want it no other way. Then after that, you go from Bo Nix to another second year guy, really his first year guy, because of the injury, but technically second year because he got drafted last year. JJ McCarthy, how's he doing by this time? Have he figured it out? Is he still healthy? Is he still playing? How is this situation going to be? Do we see Sam Howell? Who knows, right? This is going to be the first time Washington, I believe, went back to Minnesota since Dwayne Haskins' debut. May God rest his soul. That's the last time we played at USA Bank Stadium, I believe so. And then Jonathan Allen, right? He's playing Washington for the first time since leaving last year, or being released and whatnot. So we'll see. But again, another solid game in which I think is gonna be fun, competitive, and I think Washington has a strong chance to come out on top. Then you got the Giants after that. So that's another division game. I think by that time of the season, we'll know what both teams really are. And then after that, you got the game versus the Philadelphia Eagles, the first game. Did you realize that, guys? And that's something that I feel like the NFL fumbled. The NFL made us wait too late to play the Philadelphia Eagles. On one side, you could say, no, why not like it like this? Because we played them 2 times in a week, and that could be for the division. That this 3 week span, December 20th through January 3rd or 4th, that is going to tell the division right there, with you having a matchup against two of the teams that can be in the running. So maybe you could look at it like that. But for me, I'm like, I want the Eagles earlier in the season so we can have a good chance at beating them. I don't want no excuses. Oh, Jalen Hurts got a messed up hand, messed up ankle, injuries this, injuries that. Or same with Washington. Like, I don't want anything negative to have happened to our team. Hopefully we're healthy by that time so we don't have to hear any excuses on our front, because already know it. That's just the nature of the business in the game. If we're missing one of our star players, we're going to always hang our head on, oh, if he played, it would have been different, right? We would have known that. But that being said, I would have loved to play them earlier in the season, but it's what it is. It's kind of like a few years ago where we played 5 straight NFC East games to close out the year, or 4 straight. We played 4 straight NFC East games to close out the year. It's not that big of a deal, but I would have just loved to play Philly early in the year, considering the fact that we ended the way we ended last year in the NFC Championship. It's kind of wild that they're making us wait all the way until December to have our first matchup. That's damn near a year later at that point. And then after that, we got the Christmas Day game at home versus the Dallas Cowboys. I would love to go to that game. I don't know where I'm gonna be at in life by December 25th, right? But that would be cool to go to the game on Christmas Day. I know everybody else gonna be with their families and stuff like that, but a family day at the game, that'd be very cool. But Dallas on Christmas Day, and then to close out the year, you got the Philadelphia Eagles for the second time in a span of 3 weeks. So it's gonna be very unchy to close out the game. Close out the season, but it's gonna be very unchy the whole entire year, man. It really is. It's gonna be bump after bump, and again, I wouldn't want it no other type of way, because that just goes to show you not only is the team getting better, because we had 5 primetime games, but truly like 8 counting the Christmas Day game, the Spain game, and the Thursday night game, obviously. It's the changing of the guard, man. Like, we're now the it team. And again, I'm so happy we don't have a lollipop schedule, because this is going to show the true colors of what this team really is. Is this team a fluke? Is this team legit? I think the team is legit. You think the team is legit, right? But now it's time to actually prove it. So that being said, let me know what you guys think about this schedule. I love it. Wouldn't want it any kind of way. Every single week is going to be must-see TV, and I expect the Washington Commanders to turn in yet another great season. That being said, as always, me and Boy Juan gotta make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. On the road to 10,000 subscribers. We greatly appreciate it if you can reach that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Y'all have a blessed one. Stay safe, be easy out there. Peace.
Navigate one day, ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a laundry.